I recently got inspired by this thing that I found on Tumblr recently, 10 types of magical books, and it sort of just re-inspired me to get back in touch with my Book of Shadows and start working on it, and that led into a whole snowball effect of pagan challenges so that I could grow in my Book of Shadows is. I thought I would let you know what I'm working on. So you have your general Book of Shadows with your spells and your personal feelings if you want to put them in that one. Some people do them separate. I probably will. And it has metaphysical and religious information, and it can be kind of various. A lot of people combine that with their Grimoire, which is more tables and chartsy, which I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do. It depends on how many tables and charts I have. I might just have a correspondences section, the heck if I know. I don't see a need for a bestiary at this time, so I do not have one of those. And then I was inspired to start a Book of Mirrors by this, which is really just a journal. It's probably best to aim it at magical things, but all of your life is intertwined, so we'll see. For mine, it's where I am in my life goals, and I probably update it no more than twice a year. I really need to start a Book of Moons. That was like the best idea I've ever heard of, rather than putting it in my Book of Shadows. Maybe I still will if it's not that big of a section, but I like the idea of also being able to journal in it because I did a 29-day moon challenge and I figured out that I missed like 12 days or something, so I'm gonna go back and redo it. But if you want to know what that is, it's from Charming Pixie Flora's channel. So go check that out if you haven't. It's a really awesome experience. I've had a dream journal forever, and I've just recently kind of made it sacred. Decided that I should start a gratitude journal / book of positive aspects, which is, well, gratitude journal is pretty self-explanatory, but positive aspects is like taking a thing you don't like and listing positive things about it to like raise your vibration so the negativity doesn't bring you down so much. So I've done that, and I've also kind of combined it with like my personal achievements and affirmations, just basically a journal of like giving myself good vibrations. So rather than doing a book of visions, I've just decided to periodically do vision boards inside of my planner because there's like a space for notes and I see it every day, and my planner is kind of goal oriented, so it just sort of worked out rather than having like an actual book of visions. And then I've started a book of intuitions as well, which is a psychic journal where all divination and psychic exercises are recorded, ranging from tarot spreads to tea leaf readings to psychic impressions you pick up off of people. And actually I have sort of a mini one where I just do like my tarot cards and basically anything else related to divination and just like the information stuff. And then I have a book where I'm probably going to put my readings from those things and also particularly interesting dreams that I'll probably also put in my dream journal. I haven't decided how that's going to work. Any visions, astral travel, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of just a workbook right now since psychicism is a serious focus for me at the moment. So that's kind of what inspired this, that I would argue that there should be a book of stones, a book of plants, and a book of just spell records that did or did not work out, if you don't want to put that in your Book of Shadows. I don't know if I'm going to do a book of stones, truthfully. I might do like a general little page blurb in my Book of Shadows, but I'm probably going to do like a little notebook of stones that I have and their purposes rather than like a whole freaking crystal Bible, because for that I can just look the stone up and it just works better that way. It's a lot more efficient. So a book of plants I feel like I'm going to wait on. It's just that would be too much of a commitment right now. Spell records maybe I'll throw in my Book of Intuitions, we'll see. Alright, so my actual Book of Shadows is a physical book that I made myself and have been too terrified to write in. But recently I sort of had an aha moment on the organization. I had a Microsoft thing that I was trying to organize before, but first of all it got deleted, and second of all it was way too involved. I was trying to do like a master grimoire of all of the information in the world, and that turned out to be really inefficient, so instead I've decided to put really things that I need to look up on occasion, just leave those in reference books. Things which I have which can grow, like your stone inventory, for example, and the definitions of those stones, definition's the wrong word, whatever, would be in rather like a notebook or something. Very large sections would have their own book of shadows, and then the things that I used most and wanted to have at the ready for, like, say, sabbats and whatnot would be in here. That's also part of an entire file of just stuff relating to Grimoire that I have. I have a really cool affirmation that I really should probably just write down in my affirmation journal so that I can copy it, but I haven't printed it yet. I have research on my ancestors and familiars, which I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with that. And I have some zipped files, which are miscellaneous stuff that I've emailed myself over the years that I need to sort through. And then fairies is going to be a giant stinking section, and it's also going to include like readings and things, so I decided it was best to just give it its own thing. I have a study on Cometicism because my goddess is Egyptian and I know nothing about Egyptian faith, so I have decided to do some research on it. And then we'll see what happens with this Moon Book of Shadows situation, truthfully. Maybe I'll just have a moon journal and then a moon section in my Book of Shadows. We'll see how it turns out. Right now, it's its own little thing. And then there was like somebody else's Moon Phases book that I just adored, so I have a picture of that. I was asked in one of my challenges for my first week to do a timeline of my personal spiritual life, and I'm not really sure how it's going to fit into anything. Maybe I'll put it in like the thing where my ancestors and myself and my familiars are, and that'll just be sort of like a people book, if that makes sense. So now we get to the fun part where there's books. So I guess I'll start with the little one. The little one's easy enough. This is my mini divination book, so it's gonna have information about like tarot and scrying, etc. This is my, whoopsies, there we go. This is like my empowerment and protection and dedication and blah blah blah. My little dedication is just sort of in the corner because I forgot to do it initially and didn't plan it into my design. I have these loose in here because they're for my mini tarot decks, which of course would be the things I would take with me if I were traveling. So I don't know if I'm going to keep them loose or add them to like the cards. So I have like the idea for what I wanted to do with my table of contents here. And then I have like each page is a card. Well, there's a section on like palmistry, but I would really like to put like the story of the tarot. I don't know if I could possibly fit it there, but maybe I can. That would make it work. So that's kind of the idea with that one. So yes, we'll do this one next. Okay. This one was also a gift from my mother at the same time, actually. It's kind of a random design for me, but it works for its purpose. I haven't decided how I'm going to like decorate this yet, but I've titled it. And this is just a simple dedication. Eventually it'll be pretty, but at least it's utilitarian for now. Some of this is super embarrassing, so I'm not going to show it to you, but it's sort of a document of where I am as an entire headspace over my lifetime, and it kind of just gets done like every once or twice a year or something. I have a pile here, so, and this is my dream journal that I got from some family members. It has some pretty pages that I probably could have done something with. Maybe I'll move my dedication here rather than where I put it. And it has this little area here as well as like my personal information, where I live and whatnot. So I'm not going to show you that. And it has like a cute little blurb on dreaming, and it has like a questionnaire on your dreams and some tips. And dreams are personal, so I'm not going to show them to you, but it does have in the corners these little like quotes and whatnot. This is its new sort of dedication, etc. And another one of those quotes. It also has like a spot for the date and a little rabbit. We'll find out. Oh, there's dream symbols. That's random, but kind of cute. Alright. And the back has more awesome pages. And at the end, it has this cute part where it says, "Wake up, Alice dear," said her sister. "Why, what a long sleep you've had," which is, you know, the end of this Alice in Wonderland story, if you haven't seen it or read it. And I think it's kind of funny to put there at the very end of your dream journal. So I thought that was clever design. So this one is super utilitarian, but that's kind of fine for what it is. It was a book on the teachings of charming Pixie Flora, but that has changed. And I did like a little half section because I totally forgot when I changed the purpose of the book to change the purpose of the book. So it has a messy little like dedication and etc. This is a key for how I want my entries done. And then I have like in my first entry, which of course is personal. This is particularly haphazard. So I have a journal, which I've had since I graduated high school. For a while, I had a 29-day moon challenge that I did, that Charming Pixie Flora challenged me to. And I went back and counted the days I'd missed, and I would like to do them again, put it in my book of moons, and a task, because one of my challenges tasked me to do these things to my books. And I did those things to most of them, but this isn't a book yet. So there's that part. And then also what this book actually is, well, I decided to change it to my travel book of shadows. There's a little note that says, don't forget to go back and take the stuff that I've already done and put it where it belongs. Like, for example, the moon book thing. And then there's my my tasks that I'm supposed to do with my books. The other thing was that I was supposed to do a color magic chart for my book of shadows, which this would be a good one to have it in. Of course, I don't have a printer at the moment, and I want to make it, you know, perfect. And I've promised myself that next time I go to the library, that's what I will work on, and I will put it in both books of shadows, and I will color it to pack intent into it. And I've made it kind of a promise. And of course, I'm going to like paste it over there, so it won't be there later. So there's that. And this used to be like my ancestor family blah 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 thing, but it just needed a revamp, and I was extremely desperate for a thick book of intuitions right now, and book of visions. It was like a necessary emergency. But this is my little title page with my name. This is my little blessing and cleansing and consecration and all that. This is a bit haphazard. Someday I'll make this pretty. I'll just like glue something there. I'm kind of fine with this being haphazard. It kind of like clears the energy abruptly. But this has like sort of anything that uses any sort of psychic ability, be it as small as like I can feel what a stone is supposed to do to your emotions, to like, you know, maybe I saw an angel or something. And this is the love of my life. It's not as glorious unbuckled, but you kind of get the idea. Here you go. I made this myself out of recycled cardboard and glue and fabric and ribbons and etc. This is my little title page. I kind of mapped it out. I haven't finished. And like my name is there. I didn't really want to date this one. But I did need to do my blessing and consecration and empowering and cleansing and what else? Protection and did I say dedication? Well, now I said dedication. And then I forgot to leave a table of contents, so I reminded myself to do that. And I've already picked out my Wiccan read there, but I don't want to show it right now. It's also got like the to be a witch thing because I liked it, and the back is super cute. I did every single part of this myself. And, you know, some things that you say commonly in the craft in the back. That's that. Is there anything else in my challenges that I'm supposed to do? I would like to know on the 2017 Grimoire challenge why there isn't a week 2. So that's something. As for the YouTube Pagan challenge, I also have, oh god, I'm so embarrassed at my desk right now, so I'm going to do something really dumb. There, that pocket in the top, what is that, left? On the rightmost side of the top slot is sort of my loose papers for my Book of Shadows that I need to find a place for. I forgot about that. Also, it asked me how I protect and consecrate my books, which I have just shown. And how do I organize my book? I kind of scrolled through, but table of contents, groups of like things, bookmarks, keeping extensive topics to their own books, and main book functions as a mid-magic manual, so like the basics that I always need on hand. How to start your book, getting over perfectionism and creative techniques. Make a list of all the information you need on hand and get suggestions. Start a Word document to get the organization right. Add things as you see fit. Remember, you can separate large sections into their own Book of Shadows. You can also keep extra pages on hand that you can glue in after the fact, which is a fantastic tip. You can leave reference indexes to purchase grimoires such as Solitary Witch or The Craft, etc. Also, I have these encyclopedias as well that I got from Barnes & Noble. They're gigantic. I have a birthday thing that has like tarot cards and like correspondences to birthdays and stuff, as well as a symbol book, which has been the love of my life. Anyway, I would save the art for the last step with the exception of like the title page.